It only took 5 weeks, but the legislature has turned it up to 11 and has started to move through some important legislation at breakneck speeds. The week started off with Senators Aaron Osmond and Howard Stevenson calling for the end of the Computer Adaptive Student Assessment for Growth and Excellence, or SAGE test. But in a disappointment to school children everywhere, Osmond says it isn't because he wants to get rid of testing. It's just that the SAGE test isn't very good. He'd rather replace it with another test that is another acronym that I won't even bother with. Speaking of acronyms, Utah GOP Chairman James Evans didn't have that good of a week up on the Hill. His attempt to get the legislature to pass a bill that would delay the implementation of the Count My Vote compromise lasted just long enough to get to the Senate floor, where it was defeated by a vote that wasn't even that close. In less wonky headline news, Senator Mark Madsen is running a bill that would make the use of medical marijuana legal in Utah. Madsen told lawmakers that he recently traveled to Colorado and used marijuana. This came as a surprise to many, but especially to Senate President Wayne Niederhauser. Madsen says he ate the marijuana gummy under the direction of his doctor to help ease his chronic back pain. And finally, there was considerable movement on Medicaid expansion this week. Senator Brian Shiozawa's bill, now known as Healthy Utah 2.0, passed out of the Senate and was sent to the House, where Speaker Greg Hughes quickly smothered the life out of it. As one would imagine, that angered Governor Gary Herbert, who reacted by criticizing House leadership and by threatening to veto some of their pet legislation. And while I can't confirm this quite yet, word is that Hughes and Herbert will settle this dispute by having a duel on the lawn of the Capitol by the end of the session. And that's this week's View from the Gallery.